the auspicious day of appearance day of Jagdish Pandit. It's always nice to dwell in the life of the great acharyas so we can learn something. Now in Houston, it's a very cold, not freezing, but it's really cold. So I have to bring so many tulsi plant in my sunroom. And when we take care of this tulsi plant, we can see that how sensitive they are. I'm just gonna show you the tulsi plant. When we chant the holy name, see that it's just bending toward us. All the plants has a lot of intelligence. If you see them, they always turn toward the sunlight. They always want to stay in bright. They don't like the darkness. So we can see that how even the plant is so sensitive. They knows where they need to go, where they need to face to get more light. But we, Krishna has given us so much intelligence, but we are not utilizing properly. That's unfortunate thing. So let's read about the life of Jagdish Pandit. Apari yagna patyanu shrija gadisa hiranya ko ekadasya yayor anna prararthayitva gashat prabhu. The wives of the sacrificed Brahmana in Braj took birth as Jagdish and Hiranya. The Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked for and ate their prasad on a Ekadasi day. Gaur Ganodesa Deepika 192. Asit Vraje Chandra Hasho Nartako Rasha Kovidaha Shroya Nritya Vinodisriyaja Gadisa Kyaya Panditaha. In Braj, there was a dancer named Chandraharsh who was very expert in tasting of ras. In Chaitanya Leela, he became Jagdish Pandit, who also took great pleasure in dancing for the Lord. So Jagdish Pandit is considered to be simultaneously both Nityanand Sakha and Chaitanya Sakha, a branch both of Chaitanya as well as Nityananda in the desire tree of devotion. He was born in the town of Gauhati in modern Assam, and his father's name was Kamalaksa Bhatt. Both of his parents were devotees of Vishnu. When they died, he came with his wife Dukhini and his brother Hiranya to Mayapur on the shore of the Ganga, where they built a home near that of Jagannath Mishra. Jagdish Pandit became Jagannath Mishra's very close friend. Jagannath Mishra is not different than the father of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jagdish and his wife Dukhini had the same kind of parental affection for the little Nimai as Jagannath and Sachi themselves. Dukhini was like a mother to Nimai and even sometimes acted as his wet nurse. Nimai, the son of Sachi, is none other than the son of Yasoda, the Supreme Lord Krishna incarnate. It is not possible for anyone but an eternal associate of the Lord to have the good fortune to treat him like a son in this way. Mahaprabhu showed through his pastime just how dear he considered Jagdish Pandit to be. Sriman Mahaprabhu is the father of Sankirtan, and even as a child, he tricked everyone into chanting the holy names. Sachi and all other neighbors would clap their hands and sing the names of the Lord in order to make him stop crying. One Ekadasi day, however, Nimai kept on crying despite Sachimata and Jagannath Mishra's chanting the names in the usual way. His parents became confused and anxious, and in desperation asked him, "Good, what do you want, child? What must we give you to make you stop crying?" So Nimai answered, "Today they have made a rice offering to Vishnu at Jagdish's house. I want to eat some of their prasad. Give me some of their prasad, and then I will stop crying." So Jagannath Mishra was amazed to hear Nimai say such things. How could they know? How could he know that Jagdish Pandit made a rice offering on Ekadasi? Jagannath Mishra immediately went to his neighbor's house and was surprised to see that a large offering had indeed been made to their Vishnu deity. Jagannath told Jagdish of Nimai's request, adding that he was worried that it would not be correct for him to eat rice on Ekadasi day. But Gauranga's eternal associate, Jagdish Pandit, knew that it was little Gopal in the form of a Nimai who was hungry. Without any hesitation, he gave the entire offering to Jagannath Mishra. And as soon as Nimai received the plate, he immediately stopped crying and joyfully started to eat. So this is something we should also learn, that on Ekadasi day it's not necessary. We can always offer grains to that tower, but we cannot consume the grains. That's the problem. So mostly devotee wants to have the prasad, so they cook Ekadasi prasadam, but actually you can cook the grain also. Lord can eat anything. They don't need to do any sacrifice or anything. So Jagdish Pandit and Hiranya are Chaitanya's branches of the deity of devotion. The merciful Lord gave them his grace when he was a little boy. He ate the offering to Vishnu at their house on the Ekadasi day. Chaitanya Charitamrita 110, 70 and 71. Jagdish Pandit purified the entire universe because the nectar of love for Krishna pours from him like torrents of rain. Chaitanya Charitamrita explained very nicely in 1:11:30. The above mentioned pastime is described in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Adikhan, chapter 4. The Lord grabs the thing of the devotees even if he doesn't offer them, but he shows no interest whatsoever in the gift of the non-devotees. Just as Mahaprabhu was conquered by the devotion of Jagdish Pandit, so too was his dearest companion Nityanand Prabhu, who considered him to be one of his own intimate associates. Nityanand Prabhu was Jagdish's life and soul, and Jagdish was present in Panihati for the Chir Dahi Mahotsav. So these are great personalities. Before taking sannyas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Jagdish to go to Nilachal to preach Krishna Bhakti and the religious practice of the age, Harinam Sankirtan. The son of Nanda, Shri Krishna, and the son of Jagannath Mishra, Shri Gaura Sundar, are the same truth as Jagannath himself. When he arrived in Puri, Jagdish went for Jagannath darshan and melted with love when he saw him. When on his way back to Bengal, however, he felt extreme separation from Jagannath. Thousands and thousands of people go on pilgrimage to Puri every single day, and all of them take darshan of Lord Jagannath. But now many of them are overcome by feeling of separation when returning home. Perhaps once in a while, some fortunate individual is able to feel such emotions. If one truly feels such pangs of separation, then this is a sign of Jagannath mercy. If not, then one has not truly received the grace of the Lord. So Jagannath Dev saw Jagdish crying and so mercifully appeared to him in a dream and told him to take his vigraha and shove it. Simultaneously he appeared to the king of Odisha and ordered him that the time of the Nau Kalevara, when the wooden deity of Jagannath is changed, I think every 18 years they change, the outgoing form should be given to Jagdish Pandit. Thus, when he met Jagdish, the Maharaj considered it to be a great honor to give him Jagannath outgoing form, which is known as the Samadhistha Vigraha. They have the place near the Jagannath temple where they buried the deities, the old one. Very nice. So Jagdish prayed to Jagannath, asking him just how he could possibly carry the heavy figure of the deity all the way back to Bengal. And Jagannath answered him that he would become as light as a cork. Jagdish should simply cover him with new cloth and then carry him with the help of a staff. Jagdish would have to make permanent arrangement to stay wherever Jagannath was set down on the ground. Jagdish enlisted the aid of the two Brahmins, and they took turn carrying Jagannath as far as the village of Jaisor on the bank of Ganga near the town of Chagdaha. Jagdish left Jagannath with one of the Brahmins and went to take his bath in the Ganga. Suddenly the Brahmin found that Jagannath was becoming very heavy and that he was no longer able to hold him up. Thus, when Jagdish came back from his bath, he saw Lord Jagannath sitting on the ground and realized that the Lord wanted to stay in that very place. You know, the Pulaska Muni was carrying the Govardhan Parvat. Remember that story? And Govardhan made that comment that wherever you will put me, then I will never move. And due to the nature's call, the saint has to put down where the Govardhan hill is. So similarly, Jagannath wants to stay right there. So nice to read this thing. Chagdaha is a historical site and ancient holy place. This is very small letter I'm reading, so please bear with me. During the Puranic age, it was known as Ratha Varma. Pradyumna killed the demon Sambara there during the Krishna's incarnation at the end of the Dwapara age, and thus it was known as Pradyumna Nagar. Prior to that, when Bhagirath was bringing down the Ganga in order to save the Sagar dynasty, he buried the wheel of his chariot here. Thus, the town was also given the name Chakradaha, which in time has been transformed into Chagdaha. When the local people heard that the Jagannath deity from Puri had come to stay in Jasur, they flocked there in their thousands to seek his darshan. And this is how Jagdish decided to remain in Jasur rather than return to his home in Mayapur. This is the deep attachment with the deities. We see the example of Pankajangri Prabhu and his brother. They from the London Britishers, and Prabhupada told them that your duty is to worship Sri Radha Madhava and the Narsingha Deva there. And they never left for 40 years or so. Then recently, because of the TOVP, they are traveling to raise the fund. Otherwise, they never left Mayapur. What a dedication. Both Nityanand Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited the Jagannath temple, Haribol, in Jasur, where this deity was installed by Jagdish Pandit. On two occasions, being attracted by Jagdish Pandit and his wife parental devotion, they held Sankirtan and a feast both times. Haribol. As the Lord was about to leave Jasur to go to Puri, Dukhini, the wife of Jagdish Pandit, began to cry from the imminent separation so intensely that the Lord agreed to remain behind in the form of the Gora Gopal deity. In the course of the couple's household life, they had a son named Ramabhadra Goswami. So at first the deity was kept under butter tree near the Ganga, and later the king of Krishnanagar, Krishna Chandra, had a temple built there for him. Jagdish Pandit temple is currently being managed by Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math. The very same Jagannath deity and Gaura Gopal, who were worshipped by Nityanand Prabhu's dear associate Jagdish Pandit, have displayed the wonderful pastime of voluntarily offering themselves to the great devotees. Tridandi Swami Srimad Bhakti Daita Madhava Maharaj, in order to accept his service. In the first year after taking over Jagannath service, my Guru Maharaj came to the annual festival and personally sat several thousand men and women in the neighboring field and fed them with Mahaprasad. I still feel goosebumps when I remember the ecstasy that flooded over Jasur on that day. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sri Chaitanya, his life and associates. So this is a wonderful picture also. Sri Jagdish Pandit is a savior of the world, and he distributes the nectar of the love of Krishna, just like a dense mass of dark cloud in the sky distributing rainfall. So I think we have read many pastimes. and still the deities is worshipped there. Gaura Gopal is being worshipped also with that, and Gaura Ganudesh Deepika is revealed that Jagdish and Hiranya were the wives of the Vedic Brahmana in Krishna Lila, and also he was a dancer named Chandraharsh. Wonderful. So there is a wonderful picture of the Jagannath deity that was given to Jagdish Pandit. Very nice pictures. And where this deity was kept underneath the butter tree near the Ganga. I think I have visited this place. Look like. Terrible. So we pray at the divine lotus feet of Jagdish Pandit to bestow his kind mercy upon all of us, so we can also become a little instrument spreading the holy name all around the world. First, we have to become fixed, and then we can spread the holy name by the mercy of those great personalities. If we remain strict in our practices, our sadhana, then all these previous acharyas will bless us. We don't have any qualification whatsoever to do anything. But when we receive the mercy, it says that the layman can climb the mountain and the illiterate person can become an eloquent speaker. So this is the potency of the Lord's mercy. So we need to remain steadfast in our practice. Sometime it may take long, sometime Krishna will reveal himself in a short time. It depends on our eagerness, lolyam, how eagerly we want to have Krishna in our life. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, yatha mam prapadyante tam tathami brajamyaham. Mama vartanu vartante manushya partha sarvasha. That everyone is following his rules and regulations, even the atheist. Birth, old age, disease, and death. They are following. Even though they don't believe in God, but they are following the rules of God. But if we voluntarily surrender, then Krishna can reciprocate so wonderfully that we can become free from the anxiety, suffering of this material existence once and for all. And our Acharya has exhibited that on external point of view, they were suffering like anything. Look at the life of the Pandavas. Externally, I visited that, the house where Duryodhan make with the legs, and his plan was to burn them. But how can they do this? They are the dear devotees of Lord. So Krishna gave them the indication, and there was a tunnel. I saw that. But that tunnel at the temple, there is an old temple also. But from there, they entered into the cave and leave this forest. And Duryodhan was thinking that, I have already killed the Pandavas. So when you become a devotee of Lord, Lord protects his devotees in all circumstances. Anything, even bad happens in our life, we should take it as a mercy of God, because in the future it will reveal to us that that was the best thing that happened to us. Sometimes Krishna wants us to wake us up from the sleeping condition in the material existence. So he may bring some circumstances in our life. We may not like it, but accept it jubilantly, because Krishna is a well-wisher of his devotees. So I think it's 6:47. We have 8 more minutes. Anybody has any question, comment, correction, chastisements? I'm open for that. The amazing thing, nobody want to speak. Haribo. Share something, Krishna always reveals something. Don't become miser. When you share something good, other people feel inspired.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Haribo.
Uh, I think Sahadev has the gyan. He can know ahead of the time everything, right?
Huh?
So Sahadev
Uh-huh.
has the knowledge. He know ahead of the time everything. But
Hmm.
until somebody don't ask him, he don't speak. So
Hmm.
that's the Vardhan.
Hmm.
So, so when they went in Laksagraha, uh,
Hmm.
he knew where is the tunnel and where is the where they can go in the tunnel from where, you know.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, why they didn't ask him first, you know?
Hmm. Well, in Krishna consciousness, there are so many things only Krishna knows. You know,
Hmm.
unless someone Krishna revealed to someone and they reveal to us, like Acharya Parampara. It's very difficult, and we read other day that even when you cleanse your senses and become a pure devotee, you may see some of the wonderful pastime that has been never described in any scripture or anywhere else. It's personal. Krishna grant you to have that darshan of that wonderful pastimes. It happens like that. Uh, so that's the reason Krishna says that out of thousands of people, some people are interested to come to me. Out of those that who has been liberated, very few know him in truth. So all these things is just the lila, the Krishna wants to have wonderful lila. And sometime even though we know that Krishna will hide our intelligence, we have seen right in our life that even though we know we shouldn't do it, but sometimes we do, we make a mistakes. He hide our intelligence. So we are actually a puppet in the hand of Krishna. We feel that we are managing everything ourselves, but it is just by the mercy of Krishna we were living. And we should accept everything as it comes. I think that's how I will respond to that. They didn't ask him because Krishna doesn't want them to ask Sahadev, to make it easier. There is a exchange, like at some point there is a lot of anxieties, like when Krishna was dancing in the hoof of this Kaliya serpent. All these wonderful Brajvasis, including all the animals, cow, buffalo, peacocks, everybody was crying, seeing Krishna in that circumstances, and why he keep on dancing to enhance that intense feeling, whatever they feeling they may have. Some may have the parental, some may have conjugal, some may have dasya ras or neutrality. He want to enhance the ras. So it's very difficult to understand Krishna's pastimes. How he does this thing is wonderful. Krishna always does very good things. That's for sure. Yeah, we can read so many wonderful pastimes. But as Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj says, Varsana Rani Mataji, that unless and until you know who you are in eternal relations with Krishna, your Swarup, even though we see the deity, we will never able to see Krishna in reality. This is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj words. Until we understand what our duty will be in eternal life in Vrindavan, we will may never be able to understand any activities. We hear and we think that we have understood, but we have not. We have no capacity to enter into those wonderful pastimes. So, first, everything revealed to us who we are, what would be our activities, and then, and what are our qualities would be. Once we realize those things, then and then we would be able to appreciate the qualities of Krishna, the form of Krishna, and his pastimes. Otherwise, we are touching little on the surface, but not nothing. I was just thinking when Sarvatarak Prabhu was saying about the Bhakti Vaibhav class. Whatever the knowledge we have, we should turn into wisdom, or the Gyan should become Vigyan, realize knowledge. So to acquire so many knowledge, but if you don't realize that knowledge, then what is the good of that knowledge? My Guru Maharaj used to say it's like a diamonds on the hood of the serpent. Just attract. You have a knowledge, so you may attract someone. But ultimately, because you are not purified, you are not helping them. You are biting them like a snake. So this is pretending is not good. We should move according to our position. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very clearly says, that remain as you are and give your heart. And we see in our life where our heart is by our activities, where we put prominent our things, where we spend our money. Just look at it and we know where our target is, what we want to achieve. That's very simple. Prabhupada says that this Hare Krishna moment is very simple for the simple hearted person. And it can become, if you try to understand Krishna through the knowledge, it's impossible unless Krishna revealed to you. You will never be able to understand Krishna. I'm not saying that we should not read books. We should. But at the same time, like my Guru Maharaj used to say, don't read any other books. Just follow what I'm telling you to do. Like when I went to Vrindavan, 10 days I stayed with him. And he told me, don't do anything until I tell you. So I was sitting and reading the book, chanting Japa. We used to chant 80 rounds every single day. Wake up at 1:15, start chanting, quarter to 2, 2 o'clock. That was the life he was living. And he said, don't go to any Loi Bazaar or don't go to visit any one temple. Because they knows what we need. They wants to give us something. And if you sincerely follow that instructions, yes, you will attain. Not by our own effort. We see all these examples, Damodar Lila, we see it. Every year we celebrate, but we don't get that point in our heart. That we may try whatever we want to do, but unless we please, and that's secret was revealed today at least at 3:30. I highly recommend everyone should hear the 3:30 meditation in Manahasiksha. Raghunath Das Goswami and then Bhakti Vigyan uh, uh, Goswami Maharaj was saying in the purport that you should name, and in our 4:30 meditation, I name all this lineage. Why? Because I don't know how I got that idea. It's Krishna has just inspired me to say this thing. I never read before that we have to remember or name them. But it just come. Krishna when, I don't know what I did, but by my Guru Mercy, I think it gave me that recite these names. And when you recite the name even for the great personality, you imbibe those qualities. That's the benefit of remembering. So I didn't know anything, but today it's confirmed. They were saying that we should utter their name, all the great personalities, and we should remember constantly. Not only the Krishna and Radharani, but we should remember all his team. So this is something, always this is how I see in my life, that Krishna always guiding me through something. I don't know. Uh, what I do, what I don't do is everything guided by something. And when I have some strong internal feeling, I do that because my Guru Maharaj told me that when you have something, he even told me, that Shamsundar, if you feel something strong in your heart, you should tell. Even GB says, even though it may not fall into this philosophical point of view or something, that's what he told me. And if you remember, you were living in Houston, I don't know, in 1997, 98 time, that one time Tamal Krishna Maharaj says, you keep on writing on a piece of paper to offer the Vyas Puja offering. And that year he said, I don't want to see anybody in their hand piece of paper. I just want to hear from your heart, your feeling. And it's so nice, when you interact with them, your feeling enhances in your heart automatically. And when you write and reveal those feelings, I have the letter, from Tamal Krishna Maharaj, that your letter is full of so many nice feeling in your heart, and thank you for sharing. I have still those letters with me. So share the feeling. The important thing is who you are inside, you expose outside. That's truthfulness. And truthfulness is required. Krishna doesn't like cheating. He's Antaryami. He's sitting in our heart. Whom do you think we wants to cheat? Krishna? There you go. Never be successful. So be truthful to yourself and act accordingly. You don't have to follow. It's guided by our Guru and Krishna, and follow that path very nicely, because all of us are individual soul and we have a different destiny. Even though the main principle may be the same, but details are always different. So we need to have that association so we can remain and follow in our Guru Parampara to achieve this nice opportunity that we have received. Okay, 5 minutes I take over extra time. But thank you very much for your all of your association. I cannot repay you for your kindness, but one thing is there, that I always remember you all. Once they joined, I keep a list of the devotees, who have joined. And some of them, they are not joining, but still I pray for that benefit wherever they are, whatever they are doing. May Krishna help them. So with those thoughts, let's offer our humble obeisances to each other. We should practice when you go to the temple and see the devotees, just offer the humble obeisances. Sanatan Goswami has taught us 1,000 obeisances to the deities and 2,000 obeisances to the devotees every single day. If you want to remain humble, that's what is required. But we take it for granted. We never offer our humble obeisances when we see the devotees. So at least I have started doing something now, that I offer obeisances. Even if I see somebody on the street, when I go to the temple, I don't go out of my home now that much. I just stay within my home and just do whatever Krishna is for and pass the days. How many breathing I have left in my life, who knows? We never know. So we have to be prepared. We have to see our body in the casket and realize that's the moment is going to come to us. And we have to prepare for that. To your loved one also, you have to prepare to become strong, because who knows when we are going to live, or they may live us. So prepare, talk about the death, because it's going to happen. We cannot avoid, my Guru Maharaj used to say that when the cat is there and the dog is coming, Now cat is just gonna close their eyes and say, okay, I don't see the dog. That doesn't help us. Closing our eyes will not help us. We have to keep eyes open and dwell on it. Put your body in the casket and see what you have done in your life. Dwell those moments. It's gonna come. Definitely 100%. But we don't know when it's gonna come. So do we have any prayer to Krishna? When we want to live, we know for sure Krishna will give us the chance to recite any prayer. That's one thing I am realizing, that person, the destiny is there, but Krishna is so kind. Unless person who is really suffering, he then say, because so much suffering will be there at the time of that. So then the person will pray, please take me away from this suffering. And then Krishna will take. So he gives so much option up to the end of your life. Still you want to live in this suffering condition? It's your choice. And some people decided to live like that, you know, taking care of the hospitals and taking so much time and energy from relatives and friends. And I don't know what they are going to gain by living in that state. Unless they 24 hours they keep on chanting, that's different. But we see some people are saying that, oh Prabhu, I was sick, so I cannot chant. Haribol. So let's end our session.
Um,
Thank you very much.